Hi guys, welcome to week 4 of our new coach mentorship. You guys officially kicked ass in September and you crushed new coach mentorship. So you've slayed New Coach University, which is the Google forum. You've crushed new coach mentorship. Next, we have something that we just started this month called 201 classes. So we kind of wanted to take you guys after this amazing first month that you've had of training. Oh my gosh, Jessica, he's so
Yeah, I know, he's so little.
Hi, Anthony. And I still feel like we still have so much great content that we can give you guys of how to kind of just take that deeper dive into your coaching business and just become masters at it. So we're going to do our 201 class is Wednesdays at 10:30 Pacific Standard Time. So this group or this call will continue, but it'll be all new coaches. So if you feel like, okay, I want to do another round of new coach mentorship, you absolutely can. We're going to do same time, same place next Monday, but we'll start back at the week 1 content. But if you're ready for those 201 classes, which I think you definitely, most of you are, then join us Wednesdays at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we'll record them all too and get them posted in Dream Builders. And all of this month's are already posted in there under units. So if you're like, I need stuff faster, like give me the content so I can just rip through it, then you can go into units and do it self-paced as well. So you don't have to be on those calls with us, especially if you know like, okay, October's crazy for me. You could do the calls ahead of time. Totally go for it. It's all you. So just wanted to share that with you before we kick off tonight. Okay. So recap from last week. Last week, we went over Diamond, what that looked like in your organization, and starting to think about who those 2 accounts are that you could control so that not only are we going to get you to Diamond, well, one way to get you to Diamond is those 2 accounts you can control. We'll make those your emeralds so that you can be Diamond. And then beyond that, you can build those 2 people to Diamond as well so that you get to 2-star. I'm saying let's shoot for that goal for 2-star. I know a lot of you have Diamond by the end of the year for your goal, and that is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Diamond in 90 days is so doable, so easy. You can do that. And then I'm going to say let's go 2-star by the end of Q1 of 2021. So kind of that March deadline, goal we'll set for going 2-star. So we'll get you to Diamond, and then we'll build either 1 account. And then if you find a builder, that person's building to Diamond with you, which is really nice. And you kind of have a buddy with it. So just plan on kind of 2-star by March. That will help you open up that second business center, which is where you start to double dip big time on income. I would say my income doubled once I got to 2-star for various reasons. And we can go more into that later. But for now, just go, okay, 2-star 2021. And then also little bonus, if you go 1-star, you get invited to something called new coach. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. New leadership. What is it called? NLC, New Coach
Leadership Conference.
New Leadership Convention. New Coach Leadership Convention. It is phenomenal weekend in LA where if you have enough kind of points system, they put you up in a hotel, like you hit 1-star, even if you don't have the points to put you up in a hotel, like they have a fabulous hotel where you can stay. And then it's 3 days, 2 main days of just awesome content, and you guys are all the new coaches who all hit 1-star, and you're all these leaders together. Phenomenal. So definitely pushing for that 1-star so you can get invited to that. And then we also went through the business activity tracker and gave you guys a couple recordings throughout the week for how to do the business activity tracker. We want to just have you know that bat is literally everything that you need to know in this business right there. So you could go through 201 classes. You could go through every YouTube training that Beachbody coaches have ever put out. But at the end of the day, the work, the needle moving activities are what are written on that bat. So every day at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Lisa Kowalski and I jump on and we lead a power hour together. And sometimes it's just us. Other times there's a couple other coaches on there, but jump on with us if you ever want to, and you can do that with us. We do it every day. And that's just something we've made a non-negotiable in our lives since we became coaches. And that has helped us grow to the success that we have. So please join us. Now that you know how to work your bat and kind of run through those power hours, jump on with us any day. There's also power hours offered at 6 a.m., 10 a.m., and 6 p.m. And the link to those is in the Dream Builders team page up at the top in the announcements. So you can jump onto any of those as well. All right, enough announcements. I want to go into a couple things today. Lisa and I are going to cover follow-ups, kind of tracking your people. Now that you have some conversations going, you guys have done, Jessica in particular, like such a phenomenal job with your posts, getting a lot of traction on all your content. So you're probably starting to have all these conversations going. Maybe you've sent some invites and people either said yes or yeah, send me more info, or they ghosted you. Totally fine, no matter what the outcome was. What we want you to do is start tracking now. And I wish I'd started tracking in the beginning of my business, which I did not. But a great way to start tracking people who you're having conversations with. Couple options here. As you send, and I start tracking people once they ask for more info. Before that, I don't really track them because I send so many invites that a lot of them never get back to me. It's just not worth tracking until they say, yes, send me more info. Once they say that, where do you put them, right? How do you know to one day go back and, because a lot of times the first time you send them info or talk to them, they're not going to say yes. But most of the time, that second or third or fourth time you follow up with them, that's when they commit. So we need a place to put these people so you remember all the people throughout your coaching journey that you've talked to about a group before. A couple places that I've seen coaches use that have been really effective, and a couple that I really like. Your camera roll folder, a folder in your camera roll on your phone can be super effective. If you are having a conversation, say in Facebook Messenger with somebody, say I'm talking with Jessica and she's like, Whit, send me more info. Awesome. I'm going to send her info and then I'm going to screenshot on my phone because I just run my business on my phone 99% of the time. I'm out and about. That's where I run my business. So I'm going to screenshot my convo with Jessica and I'm going to take that picture and I'm going to put it into a folder in my camera roll that says challenge group follow-ups. And that is what that folder is called. And that's where Jessica's picture now goes. So that when I go to do a follow-up session, which is my like Friday time, follow-up Friday, but I also do a little bit every day, I know exactly where to go to follow up with people. And now that folder is thousands of people big, which is great. You want thousands of people eventually in that folder because those are people you've had conversations with about coaching or about challenge groups. Now, say Jessica and I are going back and forth on coaching. I've invited her to coaching and she's like, great, send me more info. And I send her like the What is Team Dream Builders video. Same thing. Screenshot her face or her convo, and I'm going to put just one picture and I'm going to put her in my folder in my camera roll that's called coaching follow-ups. Okay. So that's one simple way. If you're on the go all the time, you can do the same thing in Instagram. If you're going back and forth in IG DMs, you can go to, so if Jessica and I are having a convo, I can go to her page, click on any photo that she's ever posted, and down at the bottom right, there's a little flag. I can hold my finger down on it and I can add her to a collection. So that collection I'm going to name Challenge Group Follow-Ups. And boom, her face now goes into that folder. So I know when I go to do my follow-ups, I just go to my follow-up folder for challenge groups. And those are going to be all my girls that I've ever talked to about challenge groups. So Instagram has an option. Facebook lists is kind of Facebook's version of it. On the left side of your Facebook, when you're on your home screen, there's something called lists or friend list. If you click on that, you can create friend lists. And so if Jessica and I are having a convo on Facebook Messenger about coaching, and she's like, yep, send me more info. Now I'm going to go to my friends list and I'm going to click on it. I'm going to type Jessica. You can add people to lists. So I'm going to add Jessica's name to the friend list. And so then you can start to create that. So these are all just different options. Pick one. You don't have to do all of them. Please don't do all of them. Just pick one that you like. Beautiful thing about the camera roll option is it works for Facebook and it works for Instagram versus the other two are more platform specific. Another thing I will do is as I'm having convos and DMs with people, say Jessica's like, Whit, I can't do a challenge group right now. I'm pregnant. I'm going to have a baby, or I just had my baby, but in 6 weeks, let's talk and maybe we can do a challenge group. Not only am I going to put her in my challenge group follow-up folder in my camera roll, I'm also going to go into my calendar on my phone. And I'm going to put 6 weeks from today, so 6 Mondays from now, I'm going to have my phone alert me to say follow up with Jessica Vandermark about, jumping into a challenge group. So that's my assistant, my personal assistant reminding me who to follow up with. So you can set phone alerts, and then Google Streak, which we go over in a 201 class, but that recording for Google Streak is also now posted in Dream Builder's page. If you're like, show me Google Streak, I want to learn Google Streak, you can go to that after this call. But it's kind of like if Gmail and Excel had a baby, that would be Google Streak. So it's this way to track people through an email system. So you can absolutely do that as well. So those are just ways to start tracking all these new combos and all these new people that you're going to be talking to throughout the course of your coaching journey. And like I said, I wish I had started so much sooner. Okay, so let's talk coaching. We have had, I'm going to let Lisa take over this one, but in the first week, we talked about how to invite to a challenge group, right? So now there's a whole second side to this business, which is inviting to coaching, which is actually how both Lisa and myself started the opportunity. So I think sometimes it's so scary to go, that's freaky to invite to coaching, right? I thought it was, so I didn't do it for the longest time. But then I thought, I would have said no to a challenge group. If somebody invited me to a challenge group, I was training for Ironman. I didn't need more workouts. I didn't need nutrition, or so I thought. So I would have said no to a challenge group. But because my coach invited me to coaching, that's why I'm here. And I think it's the biggest form of flattery. When you invite somebody to coaching, go, you are so incredible. I love your vibe. You would seriously kill it with our sisterhood. I think that is like the ultimate compliment. So I just say, don't be afraid to send coaching invites. So we're going to go into a couple different ways to post about coaching, send coaching invites, talk about coaching on your stories throughout these next couple slides. So without further ado, go for it, Lise.
Okay, so your first coaching opportunity post needs to kind of be, Whitney, and correct me if I'm wrong on a lot of these, but it's kind of like a coming out, like who you're looking for to join you in this. And it doesn't have to be you coming from a place of complete confidence that you are like the coach of all coaches and you know how to lead everybody and their mother. It is basically just who you're looking for to join your team to run with this and change lives. Because all of us have started this because we love helping people and we want to empower other women or other people. So who you're looking for needs to be part of that post. The other part it could be is who is the old you? Like you can start this post saying, before I was coaching, or, I felt sick and I was tired all the time and then I found coaching, kind of thing. You got obviously put more words into that. But you could basically say your old you and the you now, as far as what coaching has done to change your life. And you can do almost like not even a before and after, but like a transformation picture of you on the left, and then write a letter to you on the left saying, gosh, me on the left, I wish I had known about all these things that coaching has done for me and changed my life. So you can do it that way. You can also talk to her pain points, like, I used to have a ton of stomach problems. My stomach hurt all the time. And then I found coaching, and I found moving my body every day, and I found a meal plan that worked for me. And I found that this happened. Or the other part of it is I was working 5 jobs. This was me. I was working 3 jobs. I was trying to make ends meet. I was a single mom. I'm watching this other woman, go on these trips and make all this money, and she's half my age. And it was like I want that. That was the old me. The new me now can pay for things that I never could pay for before. And the new me now can be debt free. And the new me now can do these things. And so it doesn't have to be this giant, you know, financial thing. It could just be, gosh, I got my investment back and I'm building a business that I love. I have passion in what I'm doing. It's given me purpose going forward. It's all the things that I've wanted in my life. And now it is, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I was even thinking like talking about the community
Yeah.
and what it's brought into your life. And just, I think there's so many people out there right now that are looking for community and looking for that side. But when you said that, Lisa, I was like, that is such a good coaching post. You could seriously put, I am looking for the woman who is working 3 jobs, working 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. Like that is you for sure. And that's how you could title it, as like,
Yeah.
this is where I was, and talk about that. I'm looking, Jessica, I'm looking for the new mom who, you know, loved her old job, but also loves now being a mom and wants to create that income and stay home with her babies and not miss a new stage of development in this sweet baby's life. Something like that. Sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt you, Lisa. I
Oh,
just
no,
love
that
what
was
you were
perfect.
sharing.
Yeah. So, what basically, if you find people that are curious about it, or even if you know people in your life that could totally benefit from a part-time passion project like this, where you're changing lives and you're in it for yourself, because I know for me, for my, you know, going forward, I never had a job that focused on my health first,
No.
ever. Like that was, you know, no, like I never had a boss say, oh, by the way, work on your fitness first and talk about how healthy you are. And here's a good meal plan for you. And, oh, you know, have people join you because it's fun. You know, you never really have anything like that. And so examples are in this Google Doc down here, as far as videos that you can send people who are interested in the coaching opportunity. So I know Whitney and I have done a couple, and you're welcome to use ours. If you know someone that's a personal trainer that maybe could benefit, like Whitney and I did, we have one of those. If you have someone who's just looking for a side hustle and they're looking for something to help pay the bills, we have one of those. So once you get to the point after you've posted and people are looking at your stuff and liking your content, then you can go in and talk to those people, start conversations with them, and if it feels right to invite them, do. Now, that being said, it should feel right to invite them regardless. So don't let fear stop you from inviting them to the coach opportunity, because Whitney and I both can talk from experience that in the beginning of our businesses, we didn't do that because we didn't know what coaching was. All we did was like, let's run challenge groups because that was the easiest thing to do. But the coaching opportunity is what brought us to the next level, what changed our lives financially and for our families too. So once you let them know that this has changed your life and they ask for more information, you can absolutely just send them a video and word it something like, my business partner and I made this video. I would love for you to see it. It's really short. And then let's follow up. What's your schedule tomorrow? I'd love to chat with you.
Yes. Yes. And that is gold.
Yeah.
I wanted to share with you guys how I got invited to show you how simple it was. So my coach and I, or the gal who signed me up, we were at coffee and I was playing ditch from my corporate job. I was out grabbing coffee and I shouldn't have been. And I was telling her that I was like, God, I just wish I was doing something else. Like I'm not healthy in this job. She was too chicken to invite me right there as we were having coffee. She didn't bring it up. She went home and we used to have this thing called Google Chat. Remember you could talk with people on Google? She chatted to me and she said, hey, I know we were talking at lunch about you maybe wanting to do something else. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? I think you'd be amazing at it. And I was like, I didn't really know what she did. I kind of knew that she just put on her sweatpants after we swam in the morning and she went home and worked. And it was something to do with P90X. That's all I knew. And she said, would it be okay if I sent you some info? I said, yeah, sure, send it over. So that's how simple it can be. And I said yes, just from watching the info. I just said, yep, sure, sign me up. I'll take it. So that's how simple it can be. Is I was thinking of you and our convo about blank. I think you'd be really good. Compliment the crap out of them. I think you'd be really good at this because she could have said, because you already work out, you're so energetic, like you have a passion for helping people, and then end it with, have you ever thought about doing what I do? And you don't have to blob anything about what a coach is. That's what the video will do. That'll give them all the info. Just, have you ever thought about doing what I do? If I sent you over some info, could you check it out? And maybe we could talk about it. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, sister. KISS, right?
Yes.
KISSS.
The other part too with that though is when you say that to them, and this was a mistake I made, so don't make the mistake I made, is, hey, and then we can chat, and leave it like that. Make sure that you have specifics in there. So how's your schedule tomorrow? Or I have between 12 and 2 on Wednesday. Does that work for you? Make it really specific, because otherwise if you leave it open-ended, they'll ghost you.
Yeah.
More often
let me
than
know
not.
what you think.
Let me know what you think. Well, okay, I'll let you know. That was great. So they let you know, but you don't get to the next stage. So make sure that that was a mistake that I always made. I'm like, hey, just let me know what you think. And then I never hear from them.
No, it's so true. I'm going to skip this part right now because we'll go more into this in the 201 class about Google Forms. But for now, we're just really diving into creating that list of people that you want to sit around a kitchen table with and build dreams with. And I talked about that on our call last night with where we've come as a team. And my vision was all of us sitting around a freaking kitchen table, which we do when we all go to Summit or we're up in Reading. And like Jessica, I mean, she was at my baby shower, right? And we're sitting there going, let's master, like, how can we help more people, right? And Lisa comes over and we sit at the kitchen table, like, who are the people that you want at your table? And then let's invite them, okay? And let's just crush it with them and share that vision of where you're going with those women that you want to go that place with. And I said that to Sarah at the beginning. And I said, I want to go on trips with you. I want a vacation with you. I want to build this business with you. And she said no for 5 years, but I just kept casting that vision to her of this is where we're going. And she'll tell you now, she's like, I freaking blew it. Like, imagine if she had signed up 7 years ago when I invited her, where she would be today. But it wasn't her time, and that's okay. So it's okay if your people on your list that you want sitting at your table say no to you right now, because I bet you in 7 years they're going to be at your table. Just freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's really important too, to be mindful of who you want there. Because in the beginning of my business, I invited anybody and everybody. And so then I got anybody and everybody, and they were people that didn't jive with me. And so make sure, be selective. This is a marathon in that sense, not a sprint. You want to build this business to be solid, rock solid, on the foundation, rock solid. You don't want to, invite people that would say yes, and then you maybe just don't know them, and then you end up at the table with them and they eat with their mouth open or something. I don't know. But just saying, it's really, really important that you make sure that you find your tribe that works for you.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than going on a summit trip with somebody you just don't get along with, and you got to fly with them and stay with them at the hotel. Like, just make it people that you freaking love. You get to be choosy. You're the CEO, so
Yes.
You get to pick your teammates.
Yes.
Okay. So another way to talk about coaching, and this is something I've started doing. My goal is to do it every day. I have not hit that goal. I do it probably 3 times a week right now. And that's talking about coaching in my stories. But I think it's so great at least twice a month to run a story series, kind of like we did with your challenge group story series, where we talked about, here's what we're doing for our challenge. Here's the sign up list. Here's everything you get. Having a coaching story series. I'm looking for, and your story series could look like this. I'm looking for a very specific woman. She is the corporate runaway, or the wannabe corporate runaway who's sitting in her cubicle working 8 to 5 and dreams of something more. I'm hosting a new coach mentorship, and you can put this because we're going to start a new coach mentorship in October, and you can add them in. My team and I are hosting a new coach mentorship or a fitness influencer mentorship to give you all the tools to start a very successful business from home. Comment below or hit the poll, yes or yes, if you would like more info. And then you can start to go through that list. And you guys, I run that story series probably 2 to 3 times a month. And most of the time, I don't get anybody who comments on the polls. Nobody clicks on it. It's totally fine. But every month, about 2 to 3 people do. And those are my 2 to 3 people that I can mentor the next month. So don't get down on yourself if you never have anybody clicking on your polls, if you never have anybody DMing you about coaching. It takes time, and it also takes the right timing for someone to see your coaching stories. And my thing was like, I'm posting these too much. People are just going to stop following me. And you know what I found was they needed to see something 7 to 10 times. That's the study. 7 to 10 times they need to see something before they ever act on it, right? So the majority of my coaches who are now on our team saw this story series 7 or 10 times, or got an invite from me 7 or 10 times to coaching before they ever said yes, or before they ever said send me more info. So don't ever feel like you're posting them too much or sharing too much. Like, this is something that is changing your life. You can absolutely share it on your stories. Go for it.
You have to think too, like, what if, I think people get caught up, and the National Wake Up Call was very interesting today, because people get really caught up in, well, I don't want to be salesy, and I don't want to be slimy, and I don't want to be all the things. But what if this was something you were super stoked about? What if it was like your new phone or some shoes or something? You would share it all the time because you'd be super excited about how cool it is. So how is this different? This isn't. This is changing your life. It's all the stuff. It's all the feels, and it's the community behind it of all the like-minded people that are just like you.
Yeah.
So try to flip the switch a little bit when you're sharing and sharing and sharing. Because I know for me, just for an example, I bought this thing for the back of my truck for my dogs. I seriously saw the ad on Instagram probably 10 times. And then I'm finally thinking, oh my gosh, I so need this. And I bought it. But I saw it every single time I was looking at someone's story, like 2 or 3 stories in, they would show me this ad, and it ended up being life-changing, because now I don't have any dog hair in my car. Same thing though, like it went over and over and over. I saw it so many times, and it wasn't that I was being bothered by it. No. Don't ever assume that you're bothering someone, because you probably aren't. You don't have any idea what they're thinking. So just continue to be you and share what lights your fire.
Yeah. And I always think before I post my story series, I go, this person might have seen this 6 times, but maybe today they lost their job. And so when they see it today, today's the right time. Or maybe something happened at work and they're so over their boss and they said enough is enough today, and they come home and they see my story series and they're like, I'm fucking in, like I'm clicking the poll, send me the info, right? So it's just about timing. So we included a couple Canva examples for story series that you guys can run. All you have to do is import your pictures into them. Right now, I think one of them has just pictures of me. Another one has pictures of like me and Ellie. So just go up to the left side, hit make a copy so that you have your own copy of them, and then start pulling your photos into where mine are. And then you can share it on your own stories and have your own story series that you run 2 to 3 times a week, or 2 to 3 times a month. And do both of these formats, because it's fun to share one look of one at the beginning of the month and a different looking one like 3 weeks into the month. So then it's just kind of, mine are always changing up. I always like to just keep it sassy, because then it kind of pulls, you never know like what look is going to pull somebody's eye in that it never did before. So. Okay, and then the last way to invite to coaching is through DMs. And I have to say that this is the most successful way for me. I have so many people watch my stories, watch my posts, all the things, and they never act until I send them a DM. I'm like, by the way, you'd be freaking amazing at this. And I think coaching is very specific with DMs, because sometimes people just need the life breathed into them for them to go, I don't actually know what they're just watching us. They don't really know what we do in this unicorn job. But the instant you send them a message and go, you'd be freaking killer at this. They go, oh, what is it? Okay, send me the info. So I think DMs are totally the way to go. And I even think of like, you know, you and me, Lisa, if I was posting stories about it and posts about it, I think you and I might have been, no, we weren't friends on Facebook yet, but I feel like you would not have responded to something like that. But if I came up to you at the gym and said, Lisa, this is what I'm doing, like, you'd be freaking amazing at it. I don't know. What do you think? How would, because I did not invite you. You invited yourself.
Oh, I invited myself. I'm that girl that invites herself.
Some experience as a personal trainer too. I think this would be good for coaches to know. What would be a great way that you would want to be approached?
Well, we were talking about it in our power hours this last couple weeks. So one of the girls brought up voice message, but like video message. And that's worked really well for so many people that I'm reaching out to that are personal trainers who are in fitness, who are fitness influencers, or who love fitness but are not a trainer. And they hear the tone of your voice. So it would be so much like you're friends with them already and you talk to them as if you are, and just say, oh my gosh, I've been watching your story. I've been watching your page. I've been looking at all the things you do. I'm just totally inspired by your fitness and your just how you share your life. I think you would be so good at this. You can totally say no to me. It's not a big deal. I don't care, but I just had to invite you because it's been on my heart and I just think you'd be amazing. Something like that where you're just breathing into them that you believe in them, because the majority of the time people don't believe in themselves. They put it all out there, but they don't believe that they could do it. So, even when you say something like, have you ever considered doing what I do? Like Whitney said, they don't know what we do.
No.
They have no idea. So it's not like we put Beachbody all over the place. We don't put it all over, our pages or anything like that. And so they have no idea. And so that, again, starts the conversation where you can say, let me show you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to, in the email that I send to you guys after these calls, it'll have these slides, it'll have this link to the call, but I'm going to send you the video, it's YouTube, that I send to people when they want more info. And it's so general that anybody can use it. And it's what a Beachbody coach is, how we get paid, what we do. It's phenomenal. It's like 14 minutes. And so it's literally all you would have to send to somebody if they want more info. And then we can get on a call with them afterwards if they want to chat about it. Can be like, say Jessica's ready to sign up her bestie, but her bestie's like, hey, I want to talk, let's chit chat. And just like, I don't know if I'll know all the answers. Get me on the call. It'll be a three-way calls. Lisa and I do them all the time. We bring on a prospect to a Zoom or a 3-way phone call, and I can take over at that point and just, give her the answers that she's looking for. If you feel like you don't know them, get your upline on that call. That is the most effective way to enroll somebody, in my opinion, into coaching, and those 3-way calls. Would you say that's been effective?
Oh, absolutely. And then it also shows the community. It shows that we are a village working together and helping each other. So it's not just you on your own. Yeah. And so that, I think, in the beginning, when I first started doing this, we weren't doing 3-way calls. And so it was intimidating. That'd be like, okay, watch the video and we can chat. And then I don't know what the hell I'm going to say to her, because I don't, I don't know how to coach. I don't know what I'm doing. But it felt so much more confident for me to say, hey, my business partner and I made this video. I would love for you to see it. Let's chat on Tuesday. Does that work for you? Then yes, it does. And then the 3 of us are on. You introduce your person and Whitney takes over, or you introduce the person and your upline takes over. And it's so nice. Yeah. And if you guys have read the book, Get Over Your Damn Self, she talks a lot about that in just, make sure that you show them the community of your upline helping you. So there's never a time where you're doing this on your own.
Yeah. Ever. Great book. Get Over Your Damn Self.
Get over your
all the answers to the business.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is how I like to send those invites, what they kind of look like. So I go through, and if I did a coaching post, like we told you guys the very first thing, so we'll plan, and your homework this week is to put up a coaching post of who you're looking for. anybody who likes or comments on that post, I send them a thank you message. So particularly likes. So I say something like, Sarah, thank you so much for the love on my coaching post yesterday. Your support means the world to me. Have you ever considered coaching others and help changing lives? I feel like with your heart for serving and teaching, you'd be such a natural. So you could just say something like that, right? Or have you ever considered doing what I do? Same thing down here. Have you ever considered coaching others, helping change women's lives out there too? And then you can end with something like this. We just hosted a fun sneak peek this weekend. If I sent you the info, would you have time to give me your feedback? And that's when you can send this video that I'm telling you about, just to give them the info, and then we can jump on a three-way with them. So this is kind of what my coaching invites look like to people. And like Lisa said, the thing that's king right now is just jumping on your own video on your phone, creating a 1-minute video that says this same thing. You could literally have your computer out and your phone right here. You could almost read it if you're nervous. So I thought of you, Jessica, because you're so freaking amazing. You have such a huge heart. You're home with that baby. I think you'd inspire so many mamas. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? And then I'm going to send that video invite out to Jessica. I think that has a lot of weight to it. Just her being able to see my voice, see my face, hear my inflection, and it's not just a scripted message, right? Okay, so that is coaching invites. We're going to transition slightly here into the last part of what we wanted to share with you in our New Coach University or New Coach Mentorship. And it's kind of the last part of that BAT that we went over in your recorded BAT Power Hours. It's follow-ups. So follow-ups are king. Like we said earlier, I think my percentage of people who say yes to me on the first invite might be like 1%. Yeah, maybe 0. 0.0001 say yes.
Yeah.
So out of 100, out of 100 invites, maybe 1 will say yes the first time I invite them. Everybody else is a normal human being, and they're like, no. But then maybe the second time or the 10th time, this one gal just signed up for the final 90 days. I've invited her 10 times, 10 different ways of inviting her. And she just signed up because I sent her a freaking video message. So bank on, they're not going to say yes the first time. That just gets the whole pressure out of the way of sending an invite. You just need to plant the seeds right now. The king is follow-up. So different ways to follow up. And I like to spend anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes on this each day, or you can even, and I would say not or, and dedicate, a big chunk of your day to this, like a follow-up Friday kind of thing, where you go back and you message people that you talked to last month or the month before. So for all you new coaches on this call right now, this is going to be the people that your follow-ups for October are going to be all the people you talked to in September, right? And so I'm always like 3 months back, I would say. So this is just great for you guys because you've started all the combos in September. And all those people who said no to you this month, you could talk to them in October. You could invite them again in November. Definitely invite them in December. And you sure as hell inviting them in January, because that's when everybody says yes. So follow-ups are king. I like to do it with like quick check-in messages. And follow-up doesn't always have to be an invite either. So just a follow-up message, I really believe in these because I think this makes us not salesy. The second you ask somebody if they want to jump in your challenge group, they say no, and then you never talk to them again, that is when you become, I feel like, a salesperson. If instead you could talk to them about their life, even when they said they don't want to join you, and you just check back in with them. So say Jessica said, no, Whit, I can't jump into one of your boot camps. I'm about to have a baby. Okay, Whit, time to check in with Jessica a few weeks from now to see how her pregnancy's going. Or, all right, baby's here. How are you feeling, mama? Congratulations on the baby. That can be a follow-up. Okay, so you are now a professional people person. Your job is to just check in with people like a normal human being, like a friend would do. You're going to become a professional friend, friend to thousands of people. Okay, and you are in there. It's already like you're in their homes all the time because they watch you on social. How you get to show that level of how much you care about them. So that's kind of the follow-up game. So like this quick check-in message. How are you doing? How'd the month go? Is your baby sleeping any better? Just thinking of you, sending you all the love. I'll send these to everybody I invited in September. I'm going to send them probably this Friday. Just as like a quick check-in. I know I invited you. I'm not going to invite them in this first message. No way. But I want to check in to show them I'm a real human. I actually care about them, and I'm not just out to sign them up into my challenge groups. I legit want to know what's going on in their life. Different follow-ups are invite follow-ups. So maybe you've done the check-in follow-up a couple times, and now you might be ready to send a follow-up invite. And that could just go something like, how are you? I know we previously kind of talked about jumping into a boot camp. It wasn't the right timing, but I just wanted to let you know, I don't know if anything changed on your plate. Just wanted to let you know we have a final 90 challenge coming up for, and in this case, you'll probably send it in October. We have a final 90 challenge coming up for, actually it'll be final 60 by that point. Final 60 day challenge coming for November and December. Would absolutely love to have you in there. Totally okay if you're still loving what you're doing. Just wanted to follow up. Okay, so you can say exactly the same thing. Here's a couple different script ideas if you want to kind of put something together for your follow-ups. Anything you like to add on that, Lise, that I forgot?
Just letting them know that it's okay if they say no.
Yeah, give them the out.
Because you don't want to come across as telling them that they have to do it, and then if they say no, you're never going to be their friend again. Yeah, so I do that too. Or you follow, like we have one that we do that asks the question at the end. I don't know if you have something that's working for you. Tell me what's working for you now. Or if this doesn't sound like it works for you, can I check in with you in a few months, or something to where you can just continue the conversation with them. But pretty much let them know that if they say no, it's okay. Because otherwise, I've done it a lot where I give them that out and then they say, I totally can't do it now, but will you please ask me again on this date, or, this month or whatever, instead of not giving them out, and then they just don't answer you.
Good point.
So, continue the conversation, because at the end of the day, you want to be a nice person. You don't be someone who's going to just, say adios to them if they say no. So.
Kyla, who started coaching last month, she was one of mine that invite. But after every invite, she even told me, she's like, I said, what finally made you sign up? Of course. But she said, it's because after every invite at the end, you would say, no pressure, of course, door is always open. You don't have to jump in with us. I totally understand if you already have something going, just know that the door is always open. And because I said that, and the door is always open, she came to me 2 months ago, and she's like, I've had a change in my life. I'm ready. Let's do this. So let them know. Door's always open. You can use the door emoji just to make it extra cute, right? Door is always open, mama. So I love that one. Okay, so let's talk homework for this week. Tonight, once you put that sweet baby to bed, Jessica, you're giving me baby fever over here. And gosh, he's so tiny. I remember that face. Okay. Make a list of who the people you want sitting at your table are. Who are those? And if you can make a list of 20 people, awesome. Let's do it. Let's make that list. Because we're going to DM them later in the week. We're going to DM them just a private message that is either video. It can be one that you type out. Send it to Lisa or myself first. If you're like, does this sound okay? We can check it and we can help you kind of word the ones so you can send them out to those people that you really want sitting at your table. And then Tuesday, let's craft your coaching post. So tomorrow you can kind of craft it up, what you wanted to say. Check those invites or check those examples for ideas on how you could craft one up, and we'll put a cool picture with it. Send that to us once you craft a draft of it, of kind of what you want to say. We can help you tweak it if we need to, and then we'll post that on Wednesday. Wednesday, let's create a story series that you can post on Thursday about, all right, we've got a new coach mentorship coming up for October. Jump in with us. Fabulous trainings to get you to top ranks as a new coach early on in your business, which is hitting Success Club, getting to Success Starters, right? All the things that this training will teach them to do. And then on Thursday and Friday, I just like to send all the thank you messages to people who saw my stories or saw my posts. And then Friday and Saturday is my follow-up game. So that's where we'll send some of those follow-up messages to people we talked to at the beginning of the month when we started our challenge group invites. You guys remember way back in week 1 where we had to send all your challenge group invites. Those will be people that we can follow up with, just see how they're doing. It could be a check-in message. And if it feels appropriate and they are like, oh yeah, I kind of dropped the ball with this person, I'm going to invite them to jump in October. They weren't ready in September. Maybe they had a trip coming up, or they had like Labor Day plans and they're like, I don't want to commit to anything, or we're super busy right now, but October might be the right time for them. So my Friday and Saturday is my follow-up game. So this is kind of a draft of how I'm going to be executing my week this week with coaching, getting my goal is to have 4 to 5 new coaches in next month's new coach mentorship. And I would love for you guys to invite your girls to that too. We can coach them together. We'll get them started the right way. And let's just make that a kick-ass group of awesome new women. It's so fun building this business with other people who want to build with it. It's so lonely and not fun when you have to build your whole business by yourself. So I just say, find a friend, find 2 friends to freaking crush this with and bring them into the new coach mentorship. We will teach them from day 1, everything they need to know, and then you guys can run together. So anything I left out, Lise, on those?
No, that was epic. The follow-ups are really key though. I don't know. I mean, I know Whitney said that a million times, but the fortune is in the follow-up is what they say. Have you talked to any of the top coaches, Whitney included? They are all the people who have followed up. And Sarah, for example, you asked her, I don't know how many times. And so don't get discouraged, and remember that you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. You just can't. So don't be afraid to make a mistake. Don't be afraid to, sound like you don't know what you're doing. It's okay, because if the people that really want to support you and follow you, or the people that really are the ones that want to jump in and sit at your table, will sit at your table regardless.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's so true. Oh, I even had a fun little slide to share at the end of here. Sorry, my computer's going to die. So let me plug in before I lose you both, and I'll share my slide with you. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay. Calls on the phone, so you'll hear a little background. Okay, here's my final slide. How did I forget? Boom, boom. Yes. Woo! Okay.
Congratulations.
Freaking did it. So congratulations. You guys are officially new coach graduates of the mentorship. So like we said, you guys crushed it this month. Please join us for our 201 classes if you would like, just to dive even deeper into it. But essentially, you have all the tools you need. You don't need more training. You could seriously jump onto those power hours with Lisa and I every day, and you'll freaking crush it. So, so excited for you guys. Thank you. Jessica, thank you for taking the time out as a brand new mama to jump on all the calls. You're incredible.
Awesome.
Any questions before we hop off?
Just know that if you jump into the power hours, don't feel like, oh, I'm a newbie, I don't even know what this is. Yeah. Jump in and we'll help you. We'll lead you through the whole thing. There are time blocks in each of it, and we tell you exactly what to do. So don't feel like, oh, well, I'm brand new, I don't fit in there, because you totally do. You're part of our tribe.
Jessica, any questions?
Little beanie, so cute.
No questions right now.
Okay.
And this video is going to get posted though, right?
I'll post it. Yep, I'll get it out to you guys tonight, and I'll put it in Dream Builders too.
Okay. And then that's where we can click on the link for the Canva.
Yes. And all those kind of slides, and hit make a copy, and then you could import all your own photos, and boom, it's done.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Oh, give the baby all the snuggles for me. Oh, all right. Love you guys.
Bye, you guys.